If you're looking for employment or you're just really serious about networking online with other individuals within your profession, maybe you just graduated or you're just getting ready to finish off school, then you want to have a strong online professional presence that works for you 24/7. And if that's the case, you should be using LinkedIn. But if you're going to use LinkedIn, you want to get the most out of that experience possible. And so today I'm going to give you 8 really important tips that you need to keep in mind when using LinkedIn so you can maximize the benefit. So let's get to it. Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I hope you're all doing well. Hey, if you haven't met me before, my name's Jim. I'm a physical therapist and I'm someone who loves what it is that I do. I also love helping other individuals become physical therapists themselves, and I love helping the general public in any way I can with any of the knowledge and expertise that I can provide for them. So if you're in either of those two categories, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button so that you're getting all the content that I'm putting out. All right, now let's get on to today's topic here. So today we're talking about tips that you can use when using LinkedIn in order to maximize that experience and get the most out of it that you possibly can. Now these tips work whether you're a new graduate and again you're looking for employment, or you're still in PT school or any other form of school for that matter, and you just want to start getting a good online professional presence going and start networking with other great individuals. LinkedIn is a great platform to use for that. Now it's free and doesn't cost you anything, but you just want to make sure that if you're using it, you're going to be using it in a way that's really going to help you out as much as possible. So that's why we're going to look at these 8 tips. Now I want you to keep in mind that a lot of these tips are going to seem incredibly straightforward. They're going to seem very obvious, but it's amazing how many people just really forego these very simple yet powerful things that you can do to enhance your experience with using LinkedIn. I'm reminded of a favorite quote of mine when it comes to this by NFL Super Bowl winning coach Tony Dungy. He's got this great quote that says, "Champions aren't champions because they do extraordinary things. They're champions because they do the ordinary things extraordinarily well." And I feel that really encapsulates what we're going to talk about here with a lot of these tips for using LinkedIn. It's also important to keep in mind that there's plenty of other great, powerful, and effective tips that you can use to really up your LinkedIn game. And if you feel that there's some great tips that are worth sharing, please leave them in the comment section below so you can help other individuals with their LinkedIn experience. All right, tip number 1. Now I'm assuming here that you've already made a LinkedIn profile and you're just really serious about beefing it up and taking all the proper steps. So the first thing that you want to think about here is getting some type of professional looking photo for your profile image. All right, so we want your photo just to be something that looks professional, it looks good. Both the image quality is good, as well as things like the lighting, making sure that your face is nice and visible, as well as that you're just dressed professionally, you're clean cut, so it's a good professional image. Now the nice thing here is you don't have to go and hire a photographer. A camera phone can just do amazing images these days. Just make sure that it's well lit for you and people can easily see your face, because you want to keep in mind here that people are just going to see this tiny icon of your face. They're not seeing a huge photo. Even if they're on a desktop, they're really only seeing a small kind of profile image as they're scrolling through things. So you want to just be as visible as you can within that photo so that people aren't either going to miss you or not be able to tell what or who they're looking at. Now the second thing we want to talk about here is creating a custom URL. A custom URL is just something that, again, you take away that general alphanumeric text that is first used when you create a LinkedIn profile and you replace it with your name. When you have linkedin.com/yourname, it's much more clean and elegant, and it's a lot easier for people to find you. So for me, linkedin.com/Jim Whitstrom, it's right there. I can tell people, hey, here's my LinkedIn. They can remember it easily. They can find it without, again, any hassle. Now this is important because let's say that you're at a convention or you're networking with individuals, you're down at CSM or some other professional conference, you don't have resumes or cards on you, or you've run out. You can talk to people and say, hey, you know what, I don't have anything on me right now, but here's my LinkedIn, linkedin.com/yourname. It's easy for people to find you that way, and it just looks really professional. Now it's really easy to customize this. Once you're at your logged in profile, you just go to view my profile, and kind of in the top right corner there, it's gonna say customize profile URL. You click on that and then you just type in your name. It's as simple and easy as that. So once you get your profile up and running, that's one of the first things you want to do along with that professional image. So number 3 here, when you're on a LinkedIn profile, the very first thing that comes up is that about section, right? And this is where you really want to grab people and really entice them and encourage them in an indirect manner, not in a direct, hey, read more manner, but in a direct manner that makes them say, hey, I want to read a bit more. I want to learn more about this person. And this is a great chance for you just to, again, use wording or kind of be creative in a way that is going to entice that person to learn more about you. So when you're crafting that About Me section, you don't want it to be anything that's going to be excessively crazy long. You want it to be short and concise. At least that's kind of how I view it. There's no universal rules on this, but something that's going to grab them. So ask yourself, what's going to grab someone who's within this professional field that I'm working in, that's going to entice them to want to learn more about me, maybe network with me, and again, develop a good online professional presence. So consider that as one of the important things that you should do when you're getting your LinkedIn profile up and running. Now, when it comes to writing your About Me section, what I want you to understand is that even if you don't have a lot of experience, you have plenty enough to write a great About Me section. If you're a new graduate and you say, well, I don't have any really work experience in the world of PT or anything like that, that's okay. You still think about, you got the fact that you've made it through your clinical rotations, so you can put that down for a lot of your experience and kind of what it is that you're really striving for. Or again, if you're still in school and you say, hey, I haven't even done clinical rotations yet, I'm not even licensed yet, think about putting down what you learned or what you did for your observation hours to get into PT school, right? Think about wording it in ways you're saying, this is what I'm striving to do, to become, this is what I'm passionate about. Because again, when you're just letting people know what it is that makes you tick, that's a great way to start developing a rapport with other like-minded individuals. So I assure you, you've got plenty of great things that you can put in your About Me section, whether you're already graduated or you're just starting PT school, it doesn't matter. There's still plenty of good things that you can put in there that can really help other people know not only who you are, but what you're all about and what makes you so passionate about what it is that you're doing and why you're striving to become the therapist that you are. Number 4 that we're going to talk about here is being regularly active on the platform. So you get this online profile built and it looks good, custom URL, professional image, really good About Me section that really entices people to learn more. But one of the other things you want to do is you want to stay on the platform in a way where you're constantly, you're making your new connections and you're networking with people, but you're also sharing really valuable content that you think is either very valuable for the professional body that you're associated with, or something that you think is going to be beneficial to the professionals that you're networking with or your target audience. So if you're a new grad PT or even a PT student, but you're constantly finding great studies or great new interventions or treatment techniques, it's worth taking what you're finding there and posting in LinkedIn to share with other individuals. Now, not only does this help you help other people by kind of sharing what you're learning and putting out there for others to learn about, but it kind of keeps you on their radar as well. If you're doing this regularly enough and for a long enough period of time, people who you're linked in with and you're associated with on your LinkedIn are going to kind of take notice and they're going to say, well, this person's always really posting a whole lot of new and upcoming stuff, or they're posting a lot of helpful stuff. This person must clearly be really passionate or really into what it is that they're all about. And what that's going to do is that's going to entice people to want to work with you or to kind of follow you a bit more closely. And that's a great win-win for both parties. You're learning more, and again, you're helping the community that you're trying to be involved with online. And again, everyone's getting a little bit out of the experience. So keep that in mind and be regularly active on the platform, but make sure that you're sharing content that is beneficial to the target audience and your professional body. And you're not just treating it as a random Facebook page where you're posting stuff that isn't providing valuable insight or help to the community that you're associated with. All right, moving along to number 5 here. The next thing you want to make sure you're doing is that you're keeping your LinkedIn profile updated on a regular basis. Now, what a regular basis is, you can define that however you want, but what I want you to think about here is that you can develop a lot of new skill sets, or you can have all sorts of advancements on a regular basis, and keeping things updated every couple of months or every 4 months or 3 months, whatever it's going to be, is really important to do, especially if you're someone who's looking for work. Now, the reason being is that if you're networking with people and maybe someone says, hey, I'd like to learn more about you, or bring you in for an interview or something like that, you can just say, hey, great, I'll set something up with you here. And in the meantime, I'd encourage you just to take a look over my LinkedIn profile. And you can say that because you already know, hey, everything's up to date. All my professional accomplishments, my recommendations are on there. I've got a great About Me section that's totally updated. And what that does is that gives you peace of mind saying, hey, this is my profile, look over right now. I don't have to go home and scramble and try and update everything or update a resume before I send it back to the people that I'm interested in interviewing with or people that I'm networking with. It just looks good. It looks professional, again, when you're keeping things updated on a regular basis. Number 6, we're talking about here getting your recommendations and your endorsements going on your profile. Now, a recommendation and endorsements, it's just ways for other professionals to vouch for the professional skills that you have, what makes you stand out, what makes you really, really good at what it is that you do. And you want to start building this up, and it can be a little bit awkward if you're new to the LinkedIn game, or you don't even feel like you have a lot to offer. It's okay, because the best thing to do is go to some of your professors, go to people that you've worked with. Maybe it's PTs that you've shadowed in clinics, or maybe it's PTs that you worked with on clinical rotations. It's really important to go to those people because they want to see you succeed. They want to help you out. And if you've done a good job in working with them and you've been professional with them, they'll likely be more than willing to just quickly pop a recommendation or endorsement on there. This is assuming that they're using LinkedIn, which they probably are, in which case you network with them. And don't consider it awkward, because again, this is how you start to grow, and chances are one day you're going to do this for other individuals who are up and coming in your field as well. So get your recommendations and endorsements going. Don't think it's strange to go out and ask other individuals that you have worked with and that you look up to ask them, hey, it would mean a lot to me if you'd be willing to write a recommendation or endorsement. If they say no, so be it, but chances are they won't. This is a great thing to do to really get your LinkedIn game nice and strong. All right, number 7. One of the things you want to do once you get your LinkedIn profile up and going is to make sure you select your interests and let those be seen by other individuals. So by selecting interests, this lets other people know not only what it is that you are passionate about and wanting to learn a little bit more about or stay up to speed on, but it also is an opportunity for these individuals who look at your profile to see, hey, this person is very much interested in the same things I am, or we have a similar passion, or we like learning the same things. And that opens this door for other individuals to want to network with you when they see that you have these mutual interests. So be sure to select interests that are relevant to you and important to you. And again, use them as a way to help other people know what it is that you're all about, because it's a great way to increase your potential for networking with other individuals and other professionals. Okay, number 8. So the last thing we're going to talk about here is, in addition to networking with other individuals and other professionals on LinkedIn, is to make sure that you're networking with other organizations or professional companies on LinkedIn as well. So these companies and organizations still have LinkedIn profiles, and networking with them is a great way to see, again, what it is that they're doing and to learn more about them, to stay on their radar, in addition to just networking with other individuals. Now, by the time that you're either all graduated from school or you start your first job as a PT, it's a good idea to have roughly 150 connections as a minimum overall on your LinkedIn profile. Now, there's nothing that's set in stone or concrete with that number, but it's a great target number that I've been taught by other professionals who are much more experienced with professional networking and LinkedIn than I am. So that's a metric that I like to use. So shoot for at least 150, and then as time goes on, you can keep growing out your connections from there. Okay, everyone, so that's it for today's video. Now, again, I can't cover every single tip or piece of insight within one single video. So if you feel there's important tips or information that I've left out that would be beneficial to other individuals, be sure to leave them in the comments section below so that you can help those individuals who might need more insight or a little bit more information. Now, again, if I said anything in this video that is helpful for you, please take it and run with it. And if you didn't get anything out of it, just feel free to disregard it and move on to another video somewhere else. All right, I'm leaving it at that for today. I hope you're all doing well. Hey, if you want to network with me on LinkedIn, you can find me at linkedin.com/in/Jim Whitstrom. It'd be great to connect with you and again, build our professional networks that way. So that's all I've got for today. Take care of yourselves, everyone. I will see you in the next video.